Greetings, demons, and welcome to a discussion video about the next Call of Duty, so Call of Duty 2021. So, to no one's surprise, the leaks are coming. This is about the time of year that we expect it to happen. April is usually the very latest before we start getting leaks. Also, usually April, June, that sort of time is when we start to get the actual, teasers, which we don't have yet, but, anytime now, realistically, we'll start getting them, especially seems as there are a lot of leaks coming out. But I recently saw this article from Games Radar, which basically went over a recent leak for Call of Duty World War II Vanguard. Now, obviously, as you know, I've been playing through Call of Duty World War II as a Let's Play over the last few weeks. I really do like the game. I've never finished it, though I have played it through technically a few times. And generally I like it. There are some missions that are a bit meh, but the multiplayer I actually really like. I think it's one of the stronger ones. I spent a lot of time just messing around in the starting area, it's kind of like the Destiny Tower. I can't remember what they actually called it in World War II, but I had a lot of time spent in there. Most of my game time is probably in that area, and generally I just think it's a good game overall. So, unlike a lot of people, I'm not all too fussed with it being another World War II game. I'm not the biggest fan of World at War, I'll be quite honest about that. I don't really like, other than CoD 2, I don't like any of the originals. So, generally I'm not the biggest fan of World War II. I didn't even really like any of the World War 1 and 2 Battlefield games. I'm just not a fan of that era overall, but World War II was a good game overall. And, I'm perfectly happy with, Sledgehammer having another attempt at a Call of Duty World War II game. So, a little bit of an update to the original story, which was basically just that it was probably going to be a World War II game called World War II Vanguard. From Modern Warzone, it's definitely possible that we could be seeing Call of Duty go the whole Wolfenstein route, where basically, rather than ending in 1945, World War II actually carries on into the 50s. And I say this is very much something that has been explored in games like Wolfenstein and a lot of other media across the decades. But yeah, I could definitely see alternate history Call of Duty working really well. Obviously, we already kind of have that with zombies across all different, game series within the Call of Duty franchise. And obviously Extinction as well is like a modern thing as well. It's like, there's a lot of like retellings of events where they add fantastical elements, and I could definitely see Call of Duty doing that well with its campaign. And obviously a lot of people like World War II weapons. I'm a fan of a number of different World War II weapons. The M1 Garand is one of my favourite Call of Duty weapons just generally, just overall. Along with things like the Sten I really love. There's a lot of weapons, the MP40, that I just love from throughout World War II history, especially in Call of Duty. Less so in a lot of other games, but Call of Duty does them very well, in my opinion at least. So I'm perfectly happy with this idea of having an alternate, end of World War II. And all I can think is that it is apparently being developed by Sledgehammer, which does make sense. But to my knowledge, as I say, I have never finished the World War II campaign, but I believe it ends with the end of World War II. It's not something where it sets up for this alternate timeline. I do believe at the end of the World War II campaign, World War II ends. So I may be wrong there, as I haven't completed the story before, so I could just be making things up right now, but as far as I'm aware, that is how it is. So it would be interesting that this second World War II game made by Sledgehammer would not be a sequel, or not a direct sequel at least. It might have some of the same characters and it might just retextualize the final few missions, I don't know. But in any case, I just think it's an interesting new leak. I'm completely fine with having another World War II game. It's by no means my favourite time period. I do prefer the modern games, honestly. But I'm not complaining. I wouldn't have complained if it was Advanced Warfare 2, quite honestly. I'm ready for a change of scenery, because though Cold War is set in the Cold War period, it still feels very modern, at least to me. And I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with that as a statement, but it's just my opinion, as I say. And I think World War II is a perfectly good timeline, time scale for Call of Duty to go. And, if we end up having a really good alternate timeline World War II game from Call of Duty, we might see more alternate timeline stuff. We might see another Cold War game where things go differently. We might see a more modern thing, maybe setting up like Afghanistan, maybe, or and it just changes the script a little bit. Who knows? But in any case, that's all I wanted to talk about. Tell me your thoughts in the description below. I'll have a link to the original article that I'm basically getting my information from. And otherwise, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Lunar rainbow flag, happy pride, rabbit with facts. Streamer let's play, take them out like dinosaurs. FNAFN, troll, not the leader of a cult. Rabbit with sax, it's Lunar.